Hey everyone. Okay, so hopefully this is the last and final part 5 of my commentating series. Commentating on the live stream titled Timeline with the Tessas, part 1, streamed on the appropriately named channel Nonsense. So let me continue with what I hope is the final part here. Fuck's sake.
Oh, everybody else is on mute.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm listening. I was listening to the line. So where are we at now? We're at the 10th where the first refund request comes in.
Yep.
That we're aware of at least, but that we can confirm that is the earliest refund request.
Yep. We can confirm 100%. It was mentioned that people had been requesting refunds previous on the 9th. Letitia talks about that in a Facebook message.
Oh, now you can't hear him. The one dog started barking. The dog across the street started barking. Then, like 3 dogs right around the area, like within the block, started barking. It was like this orchestra of like dogs barking suddenly. It was funny.
Messenger chat again. And also there was a public post made that people were asking questions and questioning her character because of her past and things at that point in time. So the 10th, first, we can confirm 100%. And no, it's not a GoFundMe request.
No, it was a Cash App request. It was declined at that point in time. We know, and I'm sure there's something that happened in between those dates, but we do know that the next known refund request was on July 14th.
Yep.
And those people, both of them have shared their stories, and both of them have said that it's not about, oh my God, it's a donation. It's like a gift. You don't give somebody a sweater, and if they never wear it, you take it back. It's not about that. It's when you look at the actual facts and truths of this entire situation. The GoFundMe is where this started, right? GoFundMe, mind you, but it started on false information from the start. So people feel lied to, and people feel like they were deceived. And despite what some people may think, theft by deception is illegal. Just putting that out there. I'm no lawyer, so take it for what it's worth.
But you're right. You're right. You are no fucking lawyer, okay? What is wrong with you people? Like, seriously. Why do you need this to be a fraud raiser so badly? Like, what is it? What's in it for you here? Seriously. And don't tell me, oh, just getting the truth out there or some shit. Because if they were the case, then you'd be telling the fucking truth here. You'd be showing your evidence. You'd be showing the proof. You're not. You're running narrative right now. Why is this so important to you? I mean, bottom line is, and you can't change these facts no matter how hard you try. Marvin is in a coma. Letitia is his mother. Wanted to see her son. Needed help to see her son. Maybe that help was going to be required in the form of a lawyer and traveling expenses. But it was definitely in the form of traveling expenses. The lawyer part was at least a concern on their part to need. They, I think, for a brief time did believe they were going to need that. But it turned out they didn't. And she got to see her son. She got the purpose of the fucking fundraiser came true. It was succeeded. It was successful. And I'm being petty here. Okay, fine. It was kind of funny. But the fundraiser got her there to see her son. That's the whole point. That was why people were donating. If that meant needing a lawyer, okay. If it turns out it didn't, great. Why is she being penalized for that? Why do you want to see her reputation, her image, everything about her destroyed? Because she, as it turns out, was able to see him without seeing a lawyer, without needing a lawyer. And that's assuming that she didn't need a lawyer. I don't know. I still hear shit that she did, that a lawyer helped facilitate the visit or some shit like that. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I don't even live in a city here, guys. This is a fucking village. Why is it so loud? Anyway, fucking annoying. Really fucking annoying. That thing speeds up after a while. It just sped up for a second. Like, it was like beep, 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 beep. Like, I didn't even know that they did that. Did you? Interesting. Oh, now it's staying fast. It won't even slow down now. It's awesome. Awesome. I should probably just start the stream over again when that's over with, because I'm only 5 minutes into it. But, oh, there we go. It ended. So, sorry about that. I'm not starting this over. I forgot what I was talking about, though, so let's move on.
There were so many lies that were started from the very beginning. Before there was even a full-on connection with any content creators, admins, like the lies started from the very beginning of that GoFundMe. And they continued. Even if you look at the the GoFundMe to this day, on July 13th, it says that she was denied access to him.
And that
Anybody wonder why on the GoFundMe that her visit that she allegedly had, I think it was on the 18th or the 20th of July, which 5 days later, why wouldn't you post an update that she did see him, but to make it consistent, she has to keep seeing a lawyer? Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, there was very selected.
Again, it was my understanding she went twice, so I don't know. Again, though, you're not showing me proof of anything. You are now putting it on every viewer to have to open up their web browser, to go to GoFundMe, find this. You're not even giving a link. You're not even giving a fucking link or the title of the fundraiser, whatever. You're not giving any information. Why the fuck is that? Like, how? Why not? Why wouldn't you want to do that? I mean, especially if you claim to do this on behalf of the family of those involved, affected, or whatever. Why are you making it so much worse by just running narrative here with nothing to back it up? Because that's what you're doing. Even if there is evidence of everything, no one knows this. No one knows where to find this because you're not providing that. So you are running narrative, like it or not. You fucking are. That's only going to make this worse for the people you claim you care about that are involved.
Updates that were given, and
Yeah,
there was no, I've said it multiple times. In the first, when I started asking questions and kind of seeing that things weren't as they seemed, I was very confused because I thought, oh, somebody might be using Letitia as, kind of a pawn here. And I thought potentially she was the one that was being victimized and all this stuff was happening behind her back. But then everything we've been shown and all of the facts show that Letitia was a very active participant in all of this communication. Like
you know what the turnaround was for me, despite the fact that I
How do you know that? Again, you're using the gift of hindsight. Okay, like, just because you can see now that there looks like she was involved, you don't know that she was. You don't know. You don't know this. You don't know that that's what she knew at the time.
wanted to believe like these are good people, they have good hearts, and they just want to be a part of their son's life. Maybe it's guilt driven, maybe it's just love for family driven. I don't really know them, right? So I
Right.
can't judge them. But what changed my mind out of these poor
Why can't it be all that? Because people can be good and also not be good, or none of us are good people all the time. Okay, we have our moments when we're not so good. That's normal. And why is it that they can't still be good intended people with good intentions, but also have a lot of guilt? I mean, and regret. I do. Like, with my kids, like, my youngest, I just dropped off at college this year. She's 18. Like, that's my youngest. Like, all three of my kids are still here and a part of my life, and and young enough to not be off on their own, having their own families and shit. But I still have all this regret, and everything I fully intend to do differently going forward, and everything. Like, we all parents have this. Now, that's just, I didn't give my kids up for adoption. I split custody with my ex, and that was the best decision I ever made. Just saying. And like, if you're a single mother out there, if you have kids with someone, and be honest with yourself, don't look at shit through your own bias, but if they're a good father, your child loves them, why would you not want to utilize that for your kid and for you? Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. I didn't realize that the first year we split up. Luckily, my kids were very young and they don't remember that first year because, yeah, we were all assholes then. But after some time, I utilized that. But I still have some regret. Like, I do and I don't, and that's normal though, I think. Every parent has regrets, has some guilt maybe. Um, I imagine that when you give your child up for adoption, whether you do it completely and totally willingly or if you do it because you were tricked a little bit, I imagine that then the regrets and the grief is amplified by a lot. So why can't they be good people or people with good intentions, but also a lot of grief and regret? Because whereas it's not too late for me and my kids, because they're all still here, happy, healthy, and that's never going to change. I keep telling myself that. Anyways, their son is gone. So why can't it be both?
For people into these people are not victims was when I seen the text messages that said that the first donor, Letitia, actually types out and says, "We're going to roast her ass." And the next day, that donor is then doxxed on Molly's live. Now, we already know, unless Molly has access to her Cash App or to her Messenger, she cannot get this person's information to be able to dox them, which means the information has to be shared with Molly to be able to even dox somebody. So when you start off with the intention of roasting someone's ass, that doesn't sound like, and literally, yeah, you start means for Cash App that the first for people into these people are not victims was when I seen the text messages that said that the first donor, Letitia, actually types out and says, "We're going to roast her ass." And the next day, that donor is then doxxed on Molly's live. Now, we already know, unless Molly has access to her Cash App or to her Messenger, she cannot get this person's information to be able to dox them, which means the information has to be shared with Molly to be able to even dox.
Dude, like I remember that stream when they said we're gonna roast her ass or roast. I don't even. I heard that twice. Once I heard Molly say it, but it was like in a figurative sense, like or a generalized sense. Like it wasn't and it directed toward anyone in particular, but it was if people are going to do this, then we're going to roast their ass. That's how I recall it. The only other time I recall that being said about someone specific, anyway, was because they were full of shit and the people who were going to be doing the roasting had the proof of that. That's what was going to roast their ass. I mean, unless there's something I missed, but again, you're not providing anything. So I don't know that. I can only go based off of my own memory. I mean, geez, how hard is it to fucking show something?
Somebody. So when you start off with the intention of roasting someone's ass, that doesn't sound like, and literally, again, lately we've heard a lot about doxing and we've heard a lot about it's not illegal. The intention behind doxing is what is illegal. And to me, there is a very clear intention behind we are going to roast her ass.
Yep.
That's where the intention lied. And so you pass.
What's the intention behind we're going to roast her ass? Like, what is it? What's the exact intention? And how? Show me the penal code or whatever that states roasting one's ass is illegal. Show me this because you're working off of a lot of hyperbole here. Doxing in and of itself is not illegal. It's not an illegal act. When it becomes a matter of legality is when certain actions are whatever enacted upon whatever something happens based off of that dox. Like for example, say someone learns of someone's location and then goes to the house and just starts throwing rocks through the windows. Okay, that's when the doxing can come into effect legally. Or when someone takes the like say social security number that was put out there, and because they have that number, they then go open up accounts in someone else's name. That's when it becomes illegal or a matter of legality. Anyways, I'm not even sure what or how it becomes a matter of legality, but it does. Simply putting it out and quote unquote saying you're going to roast someone's ass doesn't make it illegal. It doesn't. And you know what? I agree. A lot doxing should not be happening when it's someone's physical location that gets revealed. because you never know who's going to see the information you're putting out and how they're going to take it or not take it. You don't know that. So, just personally, it should be something you don't want to do. Leaving? What? Well, it looks like you are. Yeah, my son's leaving. So, yeah, so I get that. I do. But when it comes to just connecting or revealing someone's social media account or something, that's not fucking doxing. The fact that it's a social media account means it's not doxing.
On that information for Molly to do her thing with so that she can dox that person out loud. Then that person starts to get all these people. Now that they've got your Facebook profile picture and your name, they can go into your Facebook Messenger and send you a bunch of messages. You should end your own life. What kind of person are you? You're a terrible person. How dare you? That changed my.
And though that kind of behavior is deplorable, it's not illegal. It's not illegal for you to send someone a Facebook message and Messenger and say, I want you to end your own life or whatever. Or you are such a piece of shit. You should cease to exist or whatever. That's not illegal. It's deplorable. It's shitty, but it's not illegal. It's illegal if you do it over and over again, and therefore it becomes, like harassment, and especially to the point where someone can get an order that compels you to stop said harassment, and you continue to do it. Then it becomes illegal.
My opinion of her, because what it showed me is it showed me you are not this victim. You're not the pawn. You're the actual chess master. You
Yeah.
are the one who is moving the pawns on the actual chessboard. And so I really struggle to this day. Now, this is in my opinion. I struggle to this day to hear, oh, what a victim, or we stand with her. She's being used by these people. Now, maybe she is. I'm not taking that back. I think she's in a situation where even if she wanted to, she can't get out of it safely because she's in too deep. So I will give her that much. However, she has put herself there too deeply.
And she had opportunities to remove herself.
Oh, so many.
Without any struggle many times in the beginning. Because remember, we've got a whole time span here of July 11th when they first found out, and then June 11th, excuse me, June 11th to July 6th is when these big content creators got involved and shit really went south. So you've got 2 weeks, right? A little over 2 weeks time here where that is really telling, watching the pieces that were being maneuvered around.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people have reached out. They've shared messages where they did reach out. There's nothing in those messages that can even be read as a threat or an attack. It is saying, I can't imagine what you're going through. I would like to help you broker peace. I would like to help you on your journey, but please stop aligning with somebody who is bashing the family. Like they're making it worse for you.
Yep.
And so many people were saying the same thing. If you need a platform that makes zero money and you want to be able to tell your side of the story, or you want to be able to set the record straight, come, we will help you. Like so many people have gone and said those things, but you still choose to stand behind it. So when I hear, when, and I don't know the date, so I may be jumping ahead, so apologies. But when I hear the message that says, please go away, leave us in peace, you've aligned with people who bash us. You've aligned with people who are, who you're taking money from in exchange to allow them to.
Who the fuck are you to pass judgment on Letitia or on anyone involved on who they should or shouldn't speak with or align with, whatever? Who the fuck are you saying that she would have been more deserving of this charity had she not been nice to the one and only person who actually did help give her some progress here? Is that what you're saying? Like, what entitles you to demand who she should or shouldn't be speaking with or associating with on fucking social media? What does that have to do with whether or not Marvan is in a coma and whether or not his mother wants to fucking see him? No, this is you being mad that you don't like someone else being involved and you think you have a right to then be the chess master yourself and use the pawn of Letitia to get back at the opponent in Molly. That's what you're doing. Like, holy shit. The entitlement. that just reeking off of your breath as you say these words is like I can smell it from here, dude. Okay, seriously, like what the fuck? You know, who the fuck are you? Wow, oh my god, like that actually angers me. That fucking actually angers me. Like I am mad at this. I'm fucking mad. Crazy.
To impact my income, put my family, in a not safe place. Like these are all the things you've done. And when I hear them say, "How dare you? You're a
Yeah.
piece of shit." Like what? Like how do you not see it? I just don't. Even if I don't agree with somebody with how somebody parents, how they live, how they keep their house clean, like even if I don't agree with any of those things, what I don't agree with more is sending people to people's houses that have children inside. What I don't agree with more is calling CPS and acting as if I know exactly what's going on inside that home based off of a 2-minute clip. I
Wait,
don't agree with, just so many different things.
you wouldn't invite a CPS worker to
First of all, you need to, if you're going to use these as talking points, then you need to be accurate about it. No one sent CPS anywhere because of 1 2-minute clip. Nah, man. It was over multiple clips over a pretty big period of time that people watched. And these clips showed a lot. I'm not saying that I'm saying that they weren't wrong in being concerned. I don't know if calling CPS was the right thing to do or not, but I completely understand why some people felt like it was the right thing to do. I can see that, is what I'm saying. So for you to then just to kind of hammer or just kind of belittle it and and explain it as just a 2-minute clip, again, it's manipulative, that's deceptive, that's, come on.
join your Facebook group?
The absolute and utter line that has been crossed. I only pray each day for three things. One, I pray for Vaughn first and foremost because he is the most important thing in this entire mess to me. I pray for reconciliation and pray for peace. That's peace all around, no matter who it involves. Peace all around. And the last thing I pray is I pray that Dre hits every single person.
Did she just really cut out? Nanya? Blintessa, can you still hear her?
Oh my god, that's some funny shit. That's some funny shit right there. Like even your microphone fucking knew to shut you the fuck up there. Your microphone was being like Gandhi. Just saying. Oh god, oh my god. That was funny. Oh shit, that was funny.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I got a phone call and it took off the microphone. Sorry.
No, you're okay. I was like, why does it always cut her off when she's giving these? Like, because I cut you off last time. Okay, continue.
Sorry. I just was saying my last one is I pray that Dre has the most amazing legal team that comes in and sues every single person who has worked to defame her, worked to take her children away, worked to take her husband away, made inflammatory claims against her as if they knew her personally, made claims about what was.
How did they work to take her husband away? Like, how did that happen? Like, are you trying to suggest that they got into Marvan's head or whatever and convinced him to do what he did? Because the only thing that took her husband away was her husband when he tried to exit this world. Okay. What do you mean took? It just, I don't know. It sounds like you got something else in mind there. That's what I'm going to say. And nobody worked to take her children away. Even the people who called CPS weren't working to take her children away. The people calling CPS were just working to bring light to something that concerned them. The only way she can really take anyone to court over that is if she can prove that it was all done maliciously just to take her children away unnecessarily. You can't do that. It's never going to happen. And yeah, if you really hope and want her to sue everyone involved, then you must really want her to go broke because that's the only thing that would come of it.
Happening inside of her home based off of small clips. Literally talk about the absolute chaos of social media. I pray that she comes hard on the law for them. I don't want anybody to lose incomes. However, I pray that they never, ever are allowed to do this to a family again. I've recently been watching the Cash, Gurner stuff that's going on.
Fucking do what? Talk about a public family? Because the difference between this situation and these other situations that you're probably going to go on to describe or list off here is that this was already a publicly known family because of all the information that was put out there by the mother or by the wife, whatever. That's the only difference here. Like you're going to bring up what cash, whatever. I don't even know much about that case, but you're going to bring up a case involving someone that was a private citizen and still is everyone involved still a private citizen. But the only thing really that they're known for at this point is just this horrible tragedy that bestowed or fell upon the family. It's not the same thing. And doing what? What are the people? People are talking. And
on and learning about the task force that they're working with and just a little bit about their situation. And I have kind of there's like 3 rabbit holes that I'm down right now. But as I listen to the videos about this beautiful young little tiny boy, I can't even imagine the grief that family is going through. But more so, I just can't even imagine the exploitation of that grief and how somebody sleeps at night knowing that they make money off of somebody else's embarrassments, shame, mistakes, guilty. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect people.
Can you imagine though? Just think for 1 second, like going back and yes, they were very public about their lives, but then having, and I've had to admit fault, but then having social media pull apart every single inch and only pick the worst potentially twisted moments like that they can twist into their narrative because it's not been about like there has been things unraveling, and yeah, you can have your opinions here and there, but that's not what they did. They took little clips that specifically targeted a certain narrative.
Yep.
And kept pushing those over and over and over. And
you fucking kidding me? Why were they able to do that? Because all of this shit was put out there publicly. You know what, sis? Anytime you put anything out there publicly like that regarding your private life, it becomes fair use. It becomes open to everyone to criticize, to do it as they wish, to speak about as they wish. Okay? I mean, you don't if you're going to put yourself out there like that and offer yourself up to an audience, you then don't get to tell them that they don't get to review the show. Okay? They do. They get to criticize it. They get to judge it, whatever. Okay? If you can't handle that, then don't put yourself out there on social media. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, does it suck? Sure, it sucks. But you're bitching about it as if somebody did something they shouldn't have done. Who's to? You don't get to decide that. How the fuck are you the police here of YouTube? Like, seriously, what delusions of grandeur do you have about yourself that you think you have any right to police fucking YouTube? Seriously. Wow, that's entitlement. Holy shit.
To this day.
And nobody's taken into account that their kids are going to have social media. They might already. This is something that someday they're going to have to see. We've seen.
Well, and people will say kids shouldn't have social media, but here's the thing: eventually, they're going to be adults who do have social media, who may be looking one day on a YouTube video, and the next video that plays is a video like about their parents. Like
the fact that you think that the people involved are still going to be relevant when these kids become adults is just wow. Like, it's a little bit like delusional here. People aren't even going to remember this in like 2 months from now, okay, let alone like fucking 10 years or more. And you're worried about what adults are going to think when they see this shit about their families. They're adults. Seriously, like, you're concerned over what the adult children will do when they become adults or what they'll feel or think. I mean, furthermore, it's not social media's job to protect kids from what their parents put out in the public. I'm not saying you be a dick about it and just fucking, blast it everywhere so you can, write in their faces or whatever. No, of course not. Don't be a dick. But if you're going to talk on it, the fact that you're talking on it isn't the problem here. It's the fact that it's out there to be discussed to begin with. So, yeah, like everyone here in social media is supposed to instinctively know to pick up on the job of protecting these kids where their parents fell short. And again, if that's the case, well, we all parent differently. So we're all going to want to protect them at different points along the way because, again, it's subjective. But you want everyone to see things through your eyes. You want to put your own morals on this. You want to be the morality police here about content and commentary on fucking YouTube. Good luck with that. Like, seriously, how are you not Katie? Because this is Katie. This is what Katie's done for so long. Like, this is why people think you're Katie. This is why, just so you know. Well, that and the whole, like, your voice just seems to keep changing or whatever. Like, sure, I guess you were using a voice changer, but why aren't you using it now? Like, what's the big deal now? Like, I don't know. I think there might be more of a reason to that. I don't know what it is yet, but I think there might be. But this is all why people think you're Katie.
There's just no consideration for anybody in this situation. There's no consideration. There was never any empathy to start with. There was never any, what if I was in that person's shoes? And I'm not saying
there wasn't, because according to your own timeline, there were a couple of Facebook groups all about the empathy for those involved. It just wasn't all for the one person you want and you believe and want to insist deserves said empathy. You think that Letitia doesn't deserve that empathy. Only Dre does. You know what? People are going to disagree with you. People are going to still agree that Dre is deserving of empathy, but so is Letitia. See, that's the thing. No one, the people who I've discussed this with or seen discussing this, they're against Dre. They feel for Dre. They believe she deserves empathy, but they also feel the same way about Letitia. Whereas people from your side or whatever you want to call it, you guys are all about gunning for Letitia, about tearing her down, about criminalizing her, basically. That's crazy. Where's your empathy? Fucking mosquitoes, damn it.
in any of these situations that I'm kind of been researching right now, I'm not going to say that there is not some areas where people did not fail in specific areas. Maybe they did. But why should their failures be exploited like hell?
Hold on though. We're all humans. Who doesn't fail? Like,
Right.
honestly, I look at some of the stuff that's been said and picked apart, and I can't even imagine.
I mean, how hard do, and I'm not trying to be funny, and I don't even want to get into the drama of it, so I'll probably go, this will be.
Yo, you're gaslighting right now, right? Like, you're doing this. This is intentional, right? Because if it's not, then you're just fucking wow. You know what? I am going to have to do a part because I'm a lot to say on that shit. So I'm going to end this now at 33 minutes. So this is the end of part 5.